Check, check, check. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3. Am I on the internet? Hey, Marta. Again. When do you sleep? Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. We are. It is Wednesday, which means it's Morbin time. It's coloring time. This is End After End number 3, drawn by Shunando. And I'm excited, ready to go. How are y'all? Good Wednesday to you, sir, also. Hey, Angela, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Headphones are hanging funny on my ears today. So I had a, oh, I'll explain that later. It's too early in the stream for that. I can't scare everybody off the first 2 minutes. Hey, Davey, how's it going? So, all right, we are on page 5, and we were just introduced to Kither, I believe is this guy's name. I can't remember, but I did a little more work off stream. I decided to just completely change the tone when this guy shows up, slightly. Actually, not even slightly, because in the story so far, these two fellas over here on the right side of the page have been struggling through their end of the story, let's say, and these guys show up and just sort of immediately, seem very capable, and so I really kind of dressed up that whole page as if he arrived and took the color palette with him, and then when he leaves, it just goes back away. I thought that would be an interesting way of showing just how different these two groups are. But anyway, but yeah, how are y'all? How's everybody? Everybody good? Let's get going. I'm gonna start. Where do I want to start? I'm gonna start with what did I do last time? What am I doing this book? Last pages I worked on were several days ago. I can't be expected to remember such things. All right. Excuse me. So I'm kind of starting with a base of this maroon color on the foreground, and then this cool blue in the background. And I'm gonna paint base colors basically over all of this is what I've been doing. And I'm gonna put I tried all kinds of stuff on this page. Let's see, where was I? There's that. There's what we need. We found it. What's everybody coloring today? I know half y'all are coloring right now. drawing a page, actually. Awesome, awesome. Hey, Marta, did I see you post something about would you have a Kickstarter going or something right now, or you have a book you're doing? Or did I dream that? Maybe not. Wasn't you? Oh, who am I thinking about? I'm gonna start coloring her page now. Davey's like, oh, sorry. Let me. Here we go. Yeah, I'm coloring. Would like it to be a reality. Awesome. Yeah, I've got too many plans at the moment. I need to I gotta find a break for. I mean, these are first world problems, I know, but I've got to find uh, a break in my schedule so that I can start working on my own book. It's a tough problem to have when I can't work on the personal thing I want because I've got all the not personal stuff I need to work on first. So these are first world problems, but I guess I'm glad to have them. It could be worse. I'm too busy making comics to make comics. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's rough. It's rough. Let me tell you. Oh, you guys want to see a cover I'm probably not supposed to show you yet? Let me see. Hold on. Where's it at? I think that's it. This is a Chris Burnham cover. I've never got to color him before until last night. And this is for Heart Eyes. This is the same book you guys saw I did with the all the tentacles in the background. So I did this last night on the stream, very late. But it's about the nastiest thing I think I've ever colored. I love it. I love it. I'm just like, how can I make this even gooier? That was pretty much my whole. There, I want you guys to appreciate the ooey gooey in here. But I was very happy with how nasty that ended up. So, yeah, if you missed the stream very late last night, that's what you missed. Looks awesome, nice. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I was really happy with how it turned out. I hope he likes it too. I'm a huge fan of his work. What am I doing? Let's see. But yeah, so we're all over the place the last couple of days with what I'm doing. Between blue flame. I think I colored a grocery store last page. To monsters growing out of eyeballs or out of glasses. To little leprechaun fairy men. I don't even know what these guys are. They're not leprechauns. That's probably offensive to leprechauns. But anyway, they're we're all over the place. There's no shortage of interesting things to color in my life at the moment. Good morning, my friend. Hugs from Brazil. Hey, Paolo. How's it going? Not familiar with his work, but he's a Chris, so he must be good. Yeah, exactly. Reminds me of a character from James Tinian comic who has mouth in the place of eyes. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what it is about mouths and teeth and all and eyeball. Yeah, there's just something very gross about it, which is perfect. And I'm trying to get all these little hair loops included in this. There we go. I also have we talked a little bit yesterday about the new Fresco update, and somebody sent me a message on the Discord about it. Um, Adobe Fresco is a free painting app for iPad and I think Windows. Is it out on Windows yet? But they apparently, 2 years after being released, have added a magic wand. Aren't we excited about that? It's free. I believe it is free 99. Yes, I think it is. There is a paid version, but it's like $10 a year. So, Paolo is asking if I need a flatter. I appreciate it, Paolo. I do not. I am full up on flatters. Sorry, my English is not very good. No, your English is 100 times better than my Portuguese, which is obrigado. That's all. That's all the Portuguese I think I have, and that's probably horribly pronounced. Anyway. But yeah, we're gonna play with that today. I've got the iPad. I downloaded. It's all charged up. The pencil's charged up. I'm like prepared and stuff. But yeah, we get done with this page, we might play with that a little bit, and see if we can find anything interesting. See if it's a reasonable option to do anything. Who knows? I know that. Kyle Webster is you guys know Kyle, he used to be the brush guy years and years ago. I guess he still is the brush guy. But he, I think, is one of the sort of, I don't know what he would call it, product guy or a development guy or whatever. He's assisting with that. And so he actually, he has some chops, so. But it did take him 2 years to put a magic wand in there, which is why it took me this long to want to realistically try it. So, we'll see what happens. So this is basically going to act as the base. This isn't really light or shadow. Like, I'm just throwing in some textures, basically, for the quote-unquote base colors. And then... I'll actually do the rendering over the top of this, but it just adds a layer of crud, just messiness or whatever, And this brush makes it look like I'm working a lot harder than I am. I downloaded Art Studio Pro for the iPad after recommending a few couple weeks ago. There don't seem to be many tutorials on YouTube. Wondering if you have anything in a course. I don't. That's it's. I've thought about it. It's on my list of. I just don't know what the demand's like. Um, my intentions are to. I've got some course plans. One of them is going to be around a reference tool that I'm working on because I wanted a good reference tool for my own drawings for my own book, and I found something very cool. I don't want to say a lot about it right now, but I will say that that's probably going to be the next. It'll be like a mini, maybe crash course or something. I'll call it. But I do want to do either Art Studio Pro or Fresco, and I think Fresco's. Which one's more popular? Which that's honestly like Fresco's probably. Does somebody have like an iPhone that has an app store? And go to the art section and tell me, or just let me know where Art Studio is ranked, because I know they have like a number, and I would like to see what it's ranked next to. What do you call it? Next to Art Studio Pro. I'm pretty sure Pro is going to be smaller. But yeah, if Fresco works well enough, then I'm probably going to do something with that, just because it's free, and a lot of people are looking for good free apps, and so that's probably what I'm thinking about doing. That looks too much like his skin tone. There we go. But yeah, RStudio Pro is a very full-featured app. Like it's a good hybrid between, like, say the UI of a Procreate, but it's got like it's got full-on selection tools. RStudio Pro is number 21 in graphics design, and where is Fresco? 21 is actually higher than I thought it would be. Because I don't hear anybody talking about that app. Like, it's so under the radar. And it's been that way for a while. $35. Really? That's fascinating. So that app is doing way worse than I thought it was. Which totally makes sense, given how long it's taken to add a magic wand to it. That's our standard, apparently. Whoops, wrong layer. Draw under the lines, kids. CSP is 55. Yeah, but that doesn't surprise me. Like, who? Yeah, not a lot of people are paying for that subscription, I don't think. That's insane. And that also tells me that my idea of basing what I'm doing on the rank on the App Store next is completely irrelevant. So I should just do whatever one is best. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll figure something out. We CSP people are the nerds. I also think there's not... It's the fact that that's strictly the iPad store, I think. You know what I mean? Excuse me. That's a small subset of CSP users, I believe. Relatively speaking. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Clip Studio, you know, regular old PC folk. But nobody, well, let's say nobody, not everybody wants to pay $10 a month or whatever it is for the subscription. I don't even remember. I think I'm paying annually, but I can't remember what it adds up to. For the amount I've used CSP on the iPad, it's too much, which is hardly at all. I wonder how it plays out on PC. I mean, I think it's pretty popular on PC, especially, I mean, people that draw with it. I mean, been drawing with it for years. Like, it's a really good digital inking tool. Um, all right, so I think we are. Well, let's do this one. There we go. All right, so let's start doing some. What else was I doing on here? I'm just kind of going through my last file, but like, what all was I doing on this? Oh yeah. Yeah, every book I'm on, the style is entirely different from what I'm doing book to book. So I get between pages, I'm like, oh, it's been 3 days since I've worked on this. I forgot everything that I know. Hi, UV. How's it going? Welcome. Oh, you said hi twice. Hello. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm coloring a commission while on stream. Well, awesome. Good, good. Always good to be working. If you can. It's not always good to be working. That's not true. Take a break sometimes. Hello, lovely people. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Poggers. Avanis, you came from Twitch, didn't you? I do wish that YouTube had, like, Twitch has such a, I don't even know if it's better, but it's definitely weirder. They've got their own, there's Twitch has got its own language. You know how many emojis I've had to Google when I started watching Twitch, I'm like, what is poggers? What is pog? And then you feel old. Yeah, that's what happens. Do we have any movies to talk about? Any TV shows to catch up on? What else is going on? I mean, you guys feel free to ask coloring questions. But we're gonna be doing some lighting for a while. We talked about how stupid the new Jurassic Park was already. We've covered that. What else do we need to complain about? Anything? New season of Umbrella Academy. I haven't really. We watched a couple episodes of that when it first came out, and I don't know. It didn't grab me. It just didn't grab me very much. And there's too much good TV on to like wait until the show gets good. And Severance, I can't watch Severance. I don't think I could watch Severance. Severance is a show where like everyone on the show is just completely horrible, is what I've been told. Like there's just no one with redeeming qualities. I did start watching Westworld. The Westworld I like. Totally not true about Severance. Maybe I was misinformed. They're nicer than Westworld. So what's the premise? Maybe I'm missing. Maybe I don't know what Severance is. What is the premise of this show? Roughly? Yeah, Stranger Things we started also. Those poor kids are getting so old. Yeah, they better start filming multiple seasons together or they're going to look like they're in their 40s. But isn't Severance what is it not based on like Rupert Murdoch? Is that not what, or am I not? Am I misinformed? There's an awesome German show on Netflix called Dark. I have watched Dark. I've watched. I really like that show a lot. Anything. I love weird time travel shows. And I realize that might be a slight spoiler for that. Forget I said that. I'm thinking of the wrong show. Okay. Okay. Well, that might be why I don't want to watch Severance. I'm thinking of Secession. Yes. Sorry. They both. Yeah. They occupy similar space in my head. I knew it was. I knew I was. I knew I was wrong. I just didn't know how wrong. That makes total sense. It's Succession that I don't want to watch. Severance. My brother told me about Severance. I do actually want to try Severance probably at some point. That's the one with what's his name? I can't think of his name. But yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That I do want to watch Severance. I'm getting my shows confused. But isn't it? Oh, it's also on. It's on what? I don't have Apple either. Yeah, Adam Scott. I couldn't think of his name. I was saying. I was thinking Adam McKay, and I'm like, a different guy. If you're just joining, welcome. We're just rambling about trying to figure out what TV shows are, of course. But if you have any questions or comments about coloring or whatever, please feel free to ask. Yeah, there's so much good TV. I was watching, I don't remember who it was. It was an interview with somebody. And they were talking about sort of like the TV, shift from like, it used to be that actors didn't want to, TV was like way below movies. And obviously that's changed with streaming and everything else. But he also said that writers, and this makes total sense, if you're a writer and you write a script for a movie that gets picked up, like they pick a director and, they get a cinematographer and they get all their actors, and they may or may no longer want to have anything to do with the writer. and and so the writer is not the showrunner, is not the director, and so it ends up being, it doesn't really feel much like the writer's vision at that point, for some. It was my understanding, is what this guy was explaining anyway, and it was someone who would know. I just can't remember who it was. But in TV, you have these showrunners, and the writers actually keep a little bit more actual control. And so his theory was that brought a lot of writers to television who wanted to maintain that. And then we were off to the races, I guess. Who knows? I'm skipping all over the place on this for some reason. I'm not going panel to panel. All right. What else? Oh, let's fix this. We're getting there. Hold on one sec. Cat knocked a box over. Must have been. All right, so that's almost that pass through here. So I'll go through with this lighting, and then we'll do some more lighting, and then we'll do some shadows, and we'll do a couple different things here. Have you checked out 3D Total's Color and Light book recently released? Seems to be a pretty good resource book for the topic. I do. I have it somewhere, and I have skimmed through it. Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing or anything, but I did order a copy. They'd asked me to do a tutorial for that, and at the time it was just too much, way too much going on. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. But yeah, it looks like a decent looking book. Whoops. I'm trying to color his eyes. There we go. Grief. Have you ever done any horror comic book series? Yeah, yeah. I've done a lot of horror. Especially if you count Hack Slash as horror, which I don't guess it's kind of an action horror. But yeah, Hack Slash, the plot. Um, what I've done? What else have I done? I feel like I'm missing a big one. I did a bunch of covers for Dark Interlude, Shadow Service. I didn't work on the interiors, but the plot I did. Dark One's more of a fantasy. Infinite Dark was horror. Postal had plenty of murder in it, but it wasn't a horror book. Glitter Bomb was horror. Yakuza Demon Killers was horror-ish. Yeah, so a little bit. Yeah, Postal is. You know what I like? The tone of Postal. I wanted to see like a Fargo TV show, like just that feel. Like to me, they felt similar. Like if you were gonna make Postal a TV show, not that the stories felt similar, but if you were going to make it a TV show, I think that would be a good angle. That'd be cool if they actually did that. I've had so many books, quote unquote, get optioned for TV shows over the years. None of them ever see the light of day. All right. What else are we doing? Let's do. We're gonna call that. We'll call that lights, and we'll call this more lights. There we go. I'm sure someone has optioned it. It almost certainly has been. Anything that's the least bit, I think, entertaining. It's like someone owns the TV rights for it. Whether they're going to use them or not, who knows? I did watch. Tim Seeley's got a new. He was executive producer and writer on this movie called Revealer, that's on Shudder. Uh, Shudder is SHUDDER. It's a streaming service just for horror, and I watched it a couple nights ago because Shudder was cheap. Like I got it for like $3 a month or something on a special. I'm like, well, why not? And I messaged Tim afterward. I'm like, this is the sealiest movie, the sealiest story I've ever seen, and because it is. I mean, just a synopsis. If you know Tim's writing, it was just hilarious. It's like a peep show like stripper dancer gets stuck where she works with like an ultra religious, like apocalyptic end of the world believing character as the end of the world is happening or whatever's happening in the story. And they're basically trapped and have to work together to get out of this place. And it was a good story. It had a good, a nice, I don't say message. It's not like there was a moral to the story, but it wasn't just a straight up horror movie, you know. So that was really fun though. There is some weird stuff on that service, by the way. Really weird movies on that. If you're into like strange foreign horror, there's all you could ever want on there. And I've seen some wacky stuff. There's a movie coming on Shudder soon called Mad God I'd like to check out. What is the Mad God? A stop motion live action hybrid horror movie? What? The wackiest thing I've seen, I mean, I'm wacky. To call this movie wacky is not, it's not really accurate. But there was a movie called The Sadness that I wish I hadn't watched. And I don't recommend anybody watch. In fact, after it was over, I just wanted to never watch any more television or movies ever. Uh, it's like, yep, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this movie TV thing. That was fun, but I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it was bad. It was a little much for me. Watch it and let me know if it's worth getting Shutter for. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Shutter is one of those things where like, all right, I can't find anything to watch right now at all. Then I remember I have Shutter, and then open it up. And what's interesting that and I can totally see the reasoning for this, but they actually what do you call it? They have like channels. They have like streaming live channels. So if you're not in the mood to even like pick something, there's like three different themed channels where one's like classic horror and one's this kind of horror and one's some other kind of horror or whatever. And they're just on, and so you just turn it on and it just to be in the middle of the movie or whatever. But if you're one of those people that like spends more time trying to figure out what to watch than watching it, like I can be sometimes, there's a bonus for any of y'all out there. Not that I've ever actually done that, but I did notice that. What is Fresco? Adobe Fresco is a drawing app, painting app. We're gonna play with it later if I get this page done. Now we'll play with it later. Classic horror is great for drawing reference and shadowing characters. Yeah, if you really want to like see if you want like maximum like simple visual storytelling, watch like old, really old, like German horror, like noir stuff. Like there's so much cool stuff. And their whole theory was very just crank the contrast up as high as you can get it. Basically everything's white, black and white anyway. but anyway, this is not the same character. What am I doing? It's this guy. I'm like, wait a minute. Wrong dude. There it is. Much better. Talking black and white films, yeah. There's a term for it. It's like German. What is it? What is it called? What's the term? Um, it's like a genre, and it's a well-known name that is escaping me right now. Nosferatu is at the top. Yeah, there you go. Is that the first time Nosferatu and Bob Ross has ever been used in the same comment? I would venture yes. German expressionist. Yes, that's the term I was looking for. Yeah, Google German expressionist films or whatever, and you'll see what I mean. Let's see, where's... Yeah. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. So like these really light, strong light shapes surrounded by really strong dark shapes. You know, um, again, look at that. Look at that composition. It's just like black, white, black on white. Again, like the big white area here, real dark figures. Like everything is just like this whole room's dark except for that one thing, you know, character there. Um, it's like you take the contrast, crank it all the way up, and then make sure your compositions are very strong. But yeah, there's some really cool shots and framing, and just how they did everything was very cool. And I don't feel the need to have to click on any of these to see what I'm looking at. Like that to me is the best indication of how good it is. It's just like, well, what's happening here? You can see it. It's 2 inches big, you know. Uh, but anyway, but yeah, that's what I was talking about. I study a lot of cinematography and movie stuff. Like it's, I try to excuse me, I try to color. Where is that? I didn't just realize I didn't finish that. Excuse me. There we go. You know, I've never seen Metropolis. I probably should. All right. So now, what else do we need to do here? Let's just do some detailing. Let's do some detailing. And I'm going to put a layer for shadows too. I probably won't remember to keep them all on one layer. We'll see. Welcome everybody. If you're just joining, my name is Kurt, and I color comic books on YouTube. I mean, not for YouTube. I just happen to be on YouTube. They're for publishers. If you have questions about coloring or anything at all, and you don't want to talk about 100-year-old movies, I understand. Feel free to ask. I feel like most of my questions might be directed to your courses. Regrettably, I can't seem to find any courses of yours for Photoshop. I would say you just missed them because they're on there. Give me a second. I'll link them to you. If you go to learn.comiccolor.com, there's a whole course list. Keep on scrolling down. This page, learn.comiccolor.com. Yep, that's the new course on Clip Studio Paint. But keep on scrolling. Oh, here's people saying nice things you can read. And then here's a bunch of courses, and there is a discount for half off in the description. But there's a bundle of 4 courses that you can get with Photoshop, or you can buy any of them individually. There's a course 1, course 2, there's a light and shadow rendering course, and a color theory course. There's probably, let's see, 20, 30. There's a lot of hours of content in here, especially the Photoshop courses. But yeah, they're there. That was the first stuff I ever did. How many hours are we talking? I used to list that. I don't really put it on there anymore, but if let me go look real quick. I can at least get you a rough count on one of them, maybe. Let's see. What did I do with all my videos? They're in my Dropbox somewhere. Just 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to get an answer for you. There's that one. And oh, there it is. That one. So the Photoshop course 1 is about 6 or 8 hours. I can't remember. Course 2 is another 6 hours. And then those other 2 courses are a couple hours each. They're all broken down into like 10, 15-minute lessons. So, you know, it's not like you have to sit down for an hour every time. But yeah, most of them are broken down into small lessons. All right, I don't think I need that anymore, or that, or that. But yeah, a lot of people in here have taken them. So if you have any, I say a lot. I'm assuming there's some people in here that have taken it. Yeah, Jason has. All right, what am I doing? What are we doing? Did the Photoshop one back in the day. It's great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The green drawing looks amazing and hardcore scary. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did show that for a second. Yeah, if you missed it earlier, I was showing a cover that I did last night. Nice and creepy. Very different from this. So yeah, once I get to a stopping point on this, or get close to being done with this, we're gonna try. After we're through, we're gonna play around with the new Fresco update. We'll see what happens. Excuse me. It's in the description, or it's in the title today. That's why I keep reminding people that if you're here for that, it is coming. I'm not gonna forget about it. I charged up my iPad and everything. Alrighty. I think I want to darken him a little bit. I'm also I'm caught up on The Boys. Also, I think that we didn't talk about that earlier. We're talking about TV shows, but it's so good. But we found my wife's limit on on the gore, which yeah, I totally understand. Totally understand. Everybody has their limits, and we found hers. Yeah, filthy rat. Especially the Photoshop courses, they really get into the workflow and storytelling, and I mean they get into the technical stuff too. But there's a lot of ways to color, a lot of ways to do it. More gore than the boat scene to me felt pedestrian compared to where they go in the next season. It really takes a dark turn. Yeah. All right. So I'm digging this page. I think we might be at a decent stopping point. Maybe. I usually try to get these into a state where I've got about another 15-20 minutes of work off stream that I can actually focus a little bit better and not forget anything. But yeah, I think we're almost done here for now. It's a pretty straightforward page. There's very little background and not a lot of mostly faces. So yeah. But any questions on this before it's gonna take me a second to just a second, I think, to get this iPad going, and then we'll play around with Fresco, see what happens. Yeah, they're really dialing up the gore and violence, also the humor. Yeah, I thought it. I mean, I love it. I mean, but it is like it's. I mean, it's not even just the gore, but just, you know, the way they treat the women on that show, and I mean, it's a little bit too much like real life, unfortunately. But anyway, I'm gonna swing this over to the side. Let me move this. Let me save this before I forget about it. All right, cool. Let's move this way. This whole thing is on one of those Ergotron arms, so you can just move it. And I'm gonna miss the keyboard, I think. I need to figure out if let me give me 1 second here. But yeah, I need to figure out if there's if Fresco will accept a keyboard. Does it like keyboards? That would be interesting. All right, what do I need to do to make this work? All right, we need my iPad capture software. Wait a second. Sorry guys, bear with me a moment. We're gonna set this up, and I'll change the title and all that, and we'll get it going. So yeah, we're right about the same place. My iPad stand is a stack of books that gets it up to just below where the camera can see. Like, it's just right there. So it's about the same place that my my other tablet was. And now I need my keyboard because I need to open up. Where is it at? Reflector. Screen mirroring. There we go. That is very bright. And also not functional? Why is that doing that? Okay, I guess I need to see if there's an update for this reflector app. Check for updates. No updates available at this time. Okay. Don't tell me this is, like, for the first time ever, not going to work. Let's try this again. Well, what did iPad, did they break this or something? I'm so disappointed. Unable to connect. Is there another way to do this? That's so weird. It sees the iPad. Unable to connect. That makes no sense. Let's see. Wi-Fi's on, Bluetooth's on, everything is on. I think most Apple products break if they're breathed on too much. My iPad is mad that I haven't picked it up in about 2 months. Let me change the title of the stream 1 second. Trying to make Fresco show up on the stream. Okay, so Fresco opened on my iPad, but this software is not wanting to work. Okay. Have you tried turning it off and on again? I'm going to turn off the iPad. If I can find the power button. How do you turn off an iPad now? Like, does anybody know? I love and hate Apple so much. Maybe it's just hate at the moment. I seriously cannot. Okay, so holding down the power button is not it. Do we double click the power button? Do we have to wave our hands in front of it? Hold volume up and off? I took a screenshot. Slide to power off. What is Apple doing? Just what are they doing? You really shouldn't need to restart our products. They don't have viruses or bugs or anything wrong with them. I don't know if you guys knew that about Apple stuff. So we're gonna make sure you have to use 2 hands and click 2 buttons simultaneously to turn it off. That's the Applest thing to ever Apple. I have no loyalty to any of these people. I have a Windows PC, an Android phone, and an iPad. All right. Let's try this again. Fresco. Let me change the title of the stream again to complaining about Apple products. Okay, that's working. And now it's working. Fantastic. Okay, give me a second, guys. Houston, we have landed. Window capture, my iPad, okay. That's a little small. Let's see, transform, reset. Trying to get the text at the bottom. There's that. Let's turn off that. All right, update the text and we'll be good to go. All right, so we're not doing any of that. Testing the new Adobe Fresco update. Oh yeah, like button, guys. You got to hit the like button. Smash it, destroy it. Just click on it multiple times. See what happens. All right, are we good? Are we finally good? Can I change the name of the stream now to when did it open up? Oh, that was an old drawing. Oh, you know what? I think I'm realizing what the problem is. That's gonna suck. This might suck. Hold on. Testing new Adobe Fresco update. Sorry, I don't want anyone to be disappointed when they click on the stream. But it's too late for that, probably. So watch this. This is, I think, the problem. If I click on letter, it immediately hides the UI and breaks my app that shows the iPad. There's your problem, because when you go back to the home screen, it flickers and then shows that. Am I enjoying Adobe Fresco, everybody? Not now. Let's just say not now. So if I draw on the canvas, will that show up on the screen? So you guys can't see any of the buttons, but you can see the canvas. All right, so maybe there's some settings in Reflector that I need to preferences, connection, default scale, fill the screen, 1080p, AirPlay, show frame automatically. What does that do? I'm trying all sorts of settings, trying to get this to show my entire screen. AirPlay, Google Cast, Mirror Task. Use Classic Renderer, maybe? Because this app used to work. Well, that is boo-boo. All right, let's... Wow, this has been awesome. I had no idea that this was going to work this way, or actually not work at all. I'm restarting my Reflector app one more time, and if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to get something else going on here, I guess. Nope, it doesn't work. Huh. Well, isn't that neat? Try hitting hotkeys. It's not that. Like the app itself, it's like it's probably, I don't know, it's something to do with the way. Let me see what happens if we go. Hold on. I don't need to share this live. Give me a second. I don't know what I've got in Procreate at the moment. So I'm going to turn that off and stop that. This is so irritating. Does Procreate show up? If Adobe doesn't work like this and Procreate does, that's the Adobeest thing that I've ever seen. So let's go to screen mirroring again and click on that. And it works. Procreate works. So if I swipe apps midstream, it's hiding all of the UI. Well, maybe we can at least draw something. And you can imagine that this is working. No, I'm not. I won't stick around doing this probably too long, because without seeing the UI, it's not like you can tell much about the app. So let's see. Let's look at some brushes, and I apologize for all this technical difficulty. That red cover is so cool. Thank you, thank you. That was the cover for Dark One. My background got changed on that. I was not happy about it. It's like, we'll make it blue. All right. What do we have? We got some charcoal. What is this? What does this do? Is that like alt? Yeah, it is. Okay. So, how do you make brushes bigger? Is that down here? None of this stuff is showing up on the screen, is it? Nope. That is a nice pencil, though. Yeah, really nice pencil. I'm trying to figure out this app. Okay, there's opacity. New layer. It's sensitive. Boy, this pencil is sensitive. It's more sensitive than what I was doing. I don't know who this is. It's just a random head. All right, what else is in here? Oh, these are there's supposed to be some cool watercolor brush kind of stuff going on here. But I want to try we got to try the magic wand too in a second. The big fancy magic wand. Well, that's interesting. Hold on. Are you guys able to see that moving? Does that show up? Oh, you're not zooming either. My goodness, this is such a pain. Okay, so where's the lasso tool? Magic wand. What do we have in the options? Color margin. All right, so that's probably tolerance, effectively. So let me draw. I really wish I had a keyboard. All right, is it alias? Do we have some aliasing going on? Where is that? There's got to be a setting for that. So one thing they're doing, I can see that you guys can't, is if you lift your, well, you can see actually, if you lift during a selection, it doesn't close like Photoshop does on the PC. So that's nice. And you get point to point. How is it that Clip can't figure this out? Answer me that. So there's our selection. There's a bucket tool. Let's fill it and see if there is no anti-aliasing on the lasso. I'm ending the stream. Cancel lasso. Why won't you stop willing? Deselect. There we go. Okay, that's definitely aliased. Is there an option to turn off there's not even an option to what is it, add to selection? And what is this one then? And that takes away. Are those the only options? Yes. So there's no intersect with selection. Anti-alias is an option. Thank the Lord. Okay. What's the difference in that? Oh, that's if you like Procreate selection stuff, which I don't. Okay. Let's try the selection again. And let's fill it with a different color. Okay, you guys can't tell, but that's aliased. That's the way it's supposed to be. Well, that's an upgrade. If I hit the magic wand, where is the tool? Oh, that, turn that all the way down, and it works. I really wish you guys could see the whole screen. What did I used to use before I got Reflector? There was another app that I had that lets you capture iPad stuff on Windows. Capture iPad on PC. Share iPad to the screen. With one of them, there are many applications. One of them is iOS Mirror. That's not it. Screen share, screencast. Reflector is the one that I'm using. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with this off stream and so you guys can actually see the UI, because otherwise you can't really tell much about what's going on. But I will say these brushes are interesting. I'm curious about how the colors mix. So if I, let's delete that. And I'm going to try to make this big so you guys can see what's up. So let's take yellow. And you're not going to get much saturation, I guess, on white. That's why that's doing that. And then some blue. Why is that coming out really gray? Oh, because I chose black. Oh, you can add it while it's wet. That's interesting. Yeah, this is like wet on wet sort of stuff here, I think is what they call it. Which is fascinating. This needs to be... Sorry, I don't know this app at all. This needs to be darker. Can't feel on that type of layer. Okay. How about that type of layer? Oh, that's the fill tool. There's our brush. Yeah, this stuff looks cool. I don't know if I would use that very much. What is that? Vector brushes. I don't know. Vector brushes don't do it for me. Manga. Oh, there's a G pen. What, did they just straight up gank that out of Clip Studio? I guess I would have to. So we have vector brushes. We've got the quote-unquote live brushes, which are those like move around afterward. Flat wash. Ooh, that's some nice splatter. Really nice splatter. I like that. I would totally use that. And then basic watercolor. This is a lovely palette. It's just the muddiest, nastiest looking palette I've ever had. Anyway, I'll probably bore everybody to death. Duet. I think that might be what I was using. I can't remember. Be good for blood spatter effects. Yeah, and what's interesting too is it seems like, let's see, if I make like red and no, that's not the right brush. Which one was it? Splatter. Man, look how it's like, it's dry over here and wet over there. Look at that. You guys can barely see this because it's so freaking small. Yeah, watch this. This is interesting. So the left side of this is wet here, and the right side is dry. And you can see how it's affecting them both differently. That's really cool. That is really cool. What is that? Learn to use shapes. Don't care about shapes. Paint selection. Is that just... Well, that's interesting. You literally paint a selection. You know what else I thought that would be? Eyedropper. Camera. I mean, it's all... it does feel... it's definitely got more... It's more technical than Procreate, so it's definitely... It does remind me a lot of Art Studio Pro. And hold on, I need to temporarily hide something. Art Studio Pro. Do I have that? I thought for sure I had that app. Oh, there it is. Okay. Wow. Okay. So it's been a while since I've used Art Studio. There's stuff in here from Dark One days. Does this work with the... No, Art Studio Pro doesn't work either. It doesn't work at all. Yeah, so I got to figure out an iPad solution. Apple has broken my software that I used to capture the screen. So anyway, sorry, this didn't really go how I planned it to. It's hard to show off the UI on an app when I can't show the UI. So I'm going to play around with something that maybe will show that over the next couple of days, and maybe by the next stream we can... I would like to try to actually do something with this, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, questions, comments, concerns, thank you for watching. Click buttons. Tell your friends. So it looks pretty cool. I mean, yeah, there are a couple of things that I would love to see if it has keyboard support. If it does, that'll help. But, you know, I think there's potential here, obviously, now that we've got some real selection tools. I just, especially coming right off of working on Clip into this and being able to jump around with tools with a keyboard to not having one at all is jarring for me. So anyway, thanks y'all again. We'll do this again soon. Take care.